This is Rummy's Corner. April 15 in London, in a bout that will be broadcast in the US on ESPN+. Undefeated heavyweight contender Joe the Juggernaut Joyce will square off against Zhilei Big Bang Zhang. This is an interesting matchup between two big, strong, tough heavyweights. Both of these guys can punch, and both of these guys can take a punch. So this one could potentially become a heated heavyweight slugfest with a lot of fireworks. Both heavyweights are coming off strong efforts last time out. Last August, Big Bang Zhang squared off against heavyweight contender Philip Hurgovic. Both boxers were undefeated going into this one, and this was an IBF eliminator. In the opening round, Zhang dropped Hurgovic with a loopy cuffing right hand out of his southpaw stance. The action evolved into a tactical slugfest. Some rounds were extremely close without much separating the two, but many of the rounds were easy to score. Some of them clear rounds for Hurgovic, and some of them clear for Zhang. This one had a lot of mini shifts in momentum along the way, and it was a very entertaining and competitive encounter. At the end of 12 rounds, Hurgovic was awarded a unanimous decision victory, but there were a lot of people who believed Zhang deserved to win. This was the first official loss suffered by Zhang, and Hurgovic won the IBF mandatory spot. A month later, the Juggernaut squared off against former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker. This was the biggest challenge to date for the 37-year-old Joyce, and he rose to the occasion under the big spotlight. The Juggernaut was able to consistently force the pressure while working behind a steady jab. Whenever the faster Parker managed to land anything big, Joyce took it in stride and continued with his methodical approach, marching forward behind his hard bludgeoning jab and following it up with big punches upstairs and down whenever he could. The fast pace was very taxing on Parker, and he was eating a lot of heavy-handed clubbing shots. Joe Joyce was effectively able to wear Parker down through prolonged accumulation. In round 11, Joyce hammered Parker with a mean left hook that dropped him, and he was unable to beat the count. The victory earned Joyce the WBO interim trinket. So who will win the upcoming heavyweight showdown between the Juggernaut and Big Bang Zhang? You know, this is a pretty tricky one to decide. Joyce is 37 years old, and Zhang turns 40 just about a week and a half after this fight goes down. So you have two older heavyweights, but neither one of them has proven a whole lot. A lot of people favor Joyce in this one, and understandably so, because he has fought a higher overall level of opposition. But truth be told, both of them were facing their stiffest test to date last time out. Joyce was able to pressure and overpower Parker, and Zhang lost a very close and tight decision that some observers feel should have gone his way. Looking at Joyce's win against Parker, stylistically, Zhang fights nothing like Parker. So stylistically, that fight tells us very little about what will happen here, but we do know what Joyce brings to the table, and that is constant pressure working behind his jab, where he looks to outwork his foe. His style is pretty basic, and at times, it may appear a bit crude and lumbering, but it's effective. The fact that Joyce has a very solid chin and seemingly limitless gas tank has helped his style work for him to date. But one thing that will be different here, I suspect, is that Zhang carries a lot more pop than Parker, and Joyce is not the most difficult guy to tag, and this is where I think Zhang has a chance. Zhang is at times very sneaky with that powerful straight left, and he also has deceptively quick hands, where he is capable of stringing together some nice speedy combinations. Zhang is also a capable counterpuncher, and he tends to do a good job at blocking and deflecting and parrying an orthodox jab. Joyce himself is not really a one-punch knockout artist. He can punch, and he is heavy-handed, but he has more of a consistency and accumulation type of offense. Zhang is a little more selective with his output. He's far less active, and his stamina is not on par with the Juggernaut. But Zhang is arguably more explosive. If Zhang can find some openings like some of the variety Parker created, then we get to see if Joyce's chin is as good as advertised. But more promising still is the fact that Zhang can throw those short, sneaky punches in quick bunches. So even if Joyce can easily absorb the first shot, a well-disguised follow-up sequence could maybe really test his mettle. The longer this fight goes, the more it presumably favors Joyce, clearly the higher output guy with more proven stamina. And that's his chance here. Joyce himself isn't largely proven, and he is slower than Hurgovic, which should give Zhang more confidence to unload where it is absolutely necessary that he get off to a good start here. Zhang needs to earn Joyce's respect early and hope to somehow make him more selective. The problem for Zhang will be that even in a best case scenario where he starts fast and finds his openings, Zhang is a guy who needs to also pace himself. So if Zhang gets off to his best start imaginable and Joyce is able to shake those punches off in a way that does not deter, then Zhang is probably in for a long and difficult night. Those constant pressure, heavy-handed attacks from the Juggernaut are capable of inflicting a great deal of physical and mental damage the longer a fight goes, as evidenced by the reactions from Parker, who often looked overwhelmed by the sheer volume of constantly clubbing incoming fire. If Zhang cannot earn Joyce's respect, and Joyce keeps marching his way forward with quick little steps, then it's probably only a matter of time before Joyce begins wearing him down. The question then becomes one of durability and heart, because there is good reason to believe that Joyce's better engine should see him gain momentum as it goes. And there it is. For me, it's all about how well Zhang can find the mark on Joyce, and how effective the impact of him finding the mark will act as a deterrent. And if Zhang can't do it, his plan B will be to try and survive and make it a war of attrition where maybe, just maybe, a late game rally can take Joyce into deeper waters than he's ever swam in before. But honestly, I don't like the chances of an unproven 40-year-old winning a war of attrition against the slightly younger Joyce. So again, I think the best chance for Zhang is to earn his respect early, take advantage of his quicker hand speed, and try and make Joyce tentative enough that the pace will flow more to Zhang's liking and less to Joyce's liking. It's a tall order for sure, but I do think Zhang will be highly motivated, and I believe he will have some early success. The big problem, however, is that I do not believe Big Bang Zhang has enough bang to deter Joyce for long. And I think even if Zhang gets off to a good start, Joyce's style will probably prove too taxing for the soon-to-be 40-year-old. And because of that, I just can't pick him here. I believe Zhang will land some good combinations, where I think his speed and good timing will allow him to tag Joyce. I likewise believe that Zhang will do a good job neutralizing that jab of the Juggernaut, to the point I think Joyce might become slightly more reluctant to march forward with his trademark pressure style. At the end of the day, I'm inclined to believe that even if Zhang gets off to a perfect start, that Joyce's durability will overcome any shaky moments, where I believe his chin will truly be tested like never before, and I believe once he finally finds a groove, that he will methodically outwork his older foe over the distance. I do believe Zhang's own durability will probably allow him to see the final bell, although I'm not ruling out a stoppage later on. But for my official prediction, I am taking Joyce by 12-round unanimous decision, where I think it will be competitive on the whole, but I believe Joyce gains momentum over the second half of the contest. So I like the Juggernaut by 12-round unanimous decision, but then again, what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here. But whatever happens, I am most certainly fired up for this one, and may the best man win on that night. So who do you think will win the upcoming heavyweight showdown between the Juggernaut and Big Bang Zhang? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.